I'm currently 3 months pregnant, and my husband and I couldn't be happier. We've been trying to conceive for years, navigating the difficult path of infertility. So when we finally got the news that I was pregnant, it felt like a dream come true. But the journey to this point hasn't been easy, especially when it comes to my relationship with my sister. And now, that tension has resurfaced in a way I never expected. My sister and I have always had a rocky relationship. She's 2 years older than me, and while we've had our ups and downs, I thought we were making progress in recent years. In fact, when we were struggling to conceive, she offered to be our surrogate if we needed it. Her offer meant the world to me because it showed she cared, and I was prepared to cover all the costs if it came to that. We hadn't finalized anything as my husband and I was still undergoing fertility treatments. But knowing she was willing to help felt like a lifeline. Then, not long after, my sister asked me for a favor. She needed childcare for her youngest daughter, who was about to turn 1. As her usual daycare provider had an emergency and couldn't watch her children for a week. She has 2 girls, a 9-year-old and the youngest, who was just a baby at the time. I run a state-licensed in-home daycare, so providing childcare is literally my job. The problem was, she wanted me to watch her daughter for free during my work hours, and I simply couldn't do it. I have to maintain a strict child-to-caregiver ratio, and taking on her child for free would have meant turning away a paying client. As much as I wanted to help, I couldn't afford to make that kind of sacrifice, especially for a week. I explained this to her, and while it wasn't the answer she wanted, we left the conversation on good terms, or so I thought. A month later, it was her youngest daughter's first birthday party. It was a 70s theme, and I had offered to buy decorative cookies for the party. But when we arrived, things felt off. My sister didn't speak to us the entire time. No, hello, no, thank you, for the cookies. Or the gift. She called everyone else over to take pictures with the baby. Handed the baby to everyone, but not to us. The rest of the family, including our parents and brother, were all dressed in matching 70s outfits that my sister had bought for them. But she hadn't included us. My husband and I were the only ones left out. And it was painfully obvious. We left the party feeling hurt, embarrassed, and confused. In the weeks that followed, I tried to reach out to my sister, hoping to spend time with my nieces. I adore those girls, and I had always been a very involved aunt. But every time I asked to see them, my sister either ignored my messages or gave me short. My sister either ignored my messages or gave me short, dismissive replies. Eventually, she blocked me altogether. I was heartbroken. I had no idea why she was shutting me out, and it felt like she was using her daughters to punish me. I had seen her do this before with other family members, but I never thought she would do it to me. For 8 long months, my sister kept me blocked, and I had no contact with her or my nieces. Then, the moment I found out I was pregnant, everything changed. I was over the moon, and I couldn't wait to share the news. I told my parents and brother, but since my sister had blocked me, I didn't reach out to her. To my surprise, later that day, she showed up at my door with balloons, congratulating me on the pregnancy. It was completely unexpected, especially after 8 months of silence. She brought the girls with her, and while I was confused by her sudden appearance, I was thrilled to see my nieces. We didn't talk much. I spent most of the visit playing with the girls, trying to make the most of the time I had with them. After they left, I received a text from an unknown number. It was my sister. She explained that the reason she had blocked me and cut me off for all those months was because I hadn't agreed to watch her daughter for free. Her exact words were, "Why would I be your surrogate when you couldn't watch your niece?" I was furious. All this time, I had been left in the dark, not knowing why she was punishing me. And it turned out to be over something so trivial. She had withheld her daughters from me as a form of retaliation, because I couldn't afford to provide free childcare. I had seen her use her children as leverage before, keeping them away from people when she was upset. But I never thought she'd do it to me. It was devastating. In her message, she also said she wanted to be there for me during my pregnancy, and that she felt I deserved to know why she had been upset. But instead of feeling relieved, I was even more hurt. She had blocked me, refused to let me see my nieces for months, and now she wanted to act like nothing had happened? I responded, telling her that I didn't realize how much it had meant to her. And I apologized for that, but I also explained that I couldn't take in children for free because I have a business to run. I asked her to understand my position, but once again, she left me on read. Now that I'm 3 months pregnant, I've decided that I don't want her involved in my pregnancy. Can't trust her after the way she treated me. And I'm not interested in trying to rebuild a relationship with someone who can hurt me so easily. The way she put me in my place by keeping her daughters from me was cruel. And I don't want to risk being hurt like that again. I've spent months asking to see those girls, only to be rejected over and over again, and I can't go through that again, especially now. I'd rather keep my distance and focus on my pregnancy, keeping my life as peaceful as possible.